Welcome to this week's Whiskey Burn. My name's Jay and this is my Whiskey Den. This week it's all about the Irish, as it was last week when I did a tasting of the Irishman whiskey. I will put the link to that at the end of this one, so if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. This is the Tyrconnell. Have a look at that, the Tyrconnell. It is, God, this was established in 1762, 43%, 70 litre bottle. Was given this for my birthday and was told that this is an absolutely outstanding whiskey. So we shall see. What are we expecting from the Tyrconnell? This smooth, elegant and sophisticated single malt is double distilled. So they put it through the distill, they strip all the alcohol out of it, lower it down a bit, put it back through again, and that's where you get your flavours when they put it into the cask. Okay, for extra character and a refined, silky finish. What I noticed with Irish is not a lot of them come with boxes. So a lot of the tastings I've done with Scotch whiskey, you tend to get a box that comes with it. Don't tend to get that with many Irish. Bushmills you do. If you remember last year, the Bushmills 16 came in a very, very nice box. Okay, it just says single malt, matured in ex-bourbon casks. This uniquely soft and elegant whiskey delivers hints of citrus, honey and vanilla. So, expecting a fair bit from this. Like last week, I'm hoping to be pretty enthused by this. I found it a very easy drink, the Irishman. Very creamy, if you know what I mean. Like, I think the best way to describe it is the difference between single cream and double cream. This was like double cream, whereas some Scotches are more single. So if you can handle the sort of the bigger hit, the bigger sort of, not flavours necessarily, but the bigger kind of pow, Scotch possibly over Irish. But if you want a smoother, in my opinion, smoother but silkier, Irish could be the way forward. But I've still got the Tyrconnell here, and I've got the Slane, which I will do next week. Okay, so ex-bourbon casks, expecting something a little bit different from that. This is from County Louth in Ireland. So I'd say let's just crack straight onto it. So my issue with, I'm not going to get this up. We could be here for a while. So if you remember, I did something about a comment Ron Welsh made about airing your whiskey. Now, that's I found really, really interesting. So I did a whiskey burn where I actually did that. I paused the video, set a time for 20 minutes, came back and got on with it. And it made a big difference. One of my friends who drinks whiskies got in touch with me this week. He actually had some of this and he said, I had to go to the door, so I left it 20 minutes later, roughly, probably 20, 25 minutes. He came back and he said I was getting different flavours from it, like pepper, chocolate. So there is something to be said. If you've got the time or you think, you know what, I'm going to have dinner, then I want to have a whiskey, maybe pour it out before, leave it in your glass and go from there. Finally got the lid off. Let's get cracking. Straight away, a strong smell of caramel. Vanilla. Ooh, that's really nice. Very vanilla-y and sweet. Oh, blimey, get something different now. Hints of citrus, honey and vanilla. What? Wow, I've got like 3 different flavours all going off there. Now I'm getting honey, vanilla honey. Wow, that smells gorgeous. Let's get some in the glass. And I will be putting a bit of ice in this just to give it a try. So this is the Tyrconnell single malt double distilled Irish whiskey. So number 2 on my Irish trail journey. Remember whiskey? I always say it's a journey. So lovely colour, a light yellow there. That's just, the first smell I got was it smelled like someone had just disinfected and cleaned the sink. Fresh, clean smell is where I'm going with that, not disinfectant smell. Citrus, really strong citrusy kind of smell there. Not lemon. My first thought was when I saw it said citrus, I was thinking, right, it's going to be lemon. It's going to be really, really tangy. That's really good, that. Ooh. Smooth. Bit on the tongue, front of the tongue there, top of the mouth at the back, and a very, very short finish. Really nice, that. Really, really. I'm not getting much of the honey. A bit of vanilla. It's a smooth drink. Now, what I was talking about, the difference between the sort of creamy effect you seem to get from these, I would say this was double cream. This is in between single cream and double cream, sort of thickness wise. Nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly lovely drink. I'm going to give it a little bit of air. So this time of the episode, why don't you just like it? That'd be great. And why not drop a comment? Tell me what you want to see me talking about. I'm happy to talk about most things whiskey related. You know, why not? And subscribe. I've got up to 71 or 72 subscribers as of recording. So a few more would be great. Yeah, definitely citrus, which is great because a lot of the whiskey I've been tasting doesn't tend to be too citrusy, even though it does say it. So this for me, I'm after flavours if you remember. So this for me is fantastic. It really, really hits that note. And I said it had a short finish. I can still feel the whiskey burn. That one was definitely smoother. More honey. Definitely more sweetness and more honey. Okay, I'm just going to stick one in. Oh, I'm going to have 6 more whiskey in that. Put a little bit more in. Why not? Friday after all. There we go. But I have been told that a lot of the Irish whiskey, because it's pot stilled, which I think what I'll do is, next week I'll do this whiskey tasting, and then I'll do an explainer on pot stills and why they're different to what the Scotch use. So, a bit of water, bit of air as well. I'm half tempted to just leave one of these 20 minutes, then start the episode and say, you can see I've already poured myself one. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know, comment below. I think that's what the cool kids say. So I'm getting more vanilla. Lots of little hints of honey. Definitely more vanilla. Ooh, oat. No, not oat, sorry. Malt, bit of malt. That malty smell. Let's see what it's like with a bit of ice and cool down. That's good. You know when you taste something and you go, that's really good. That's nice, that. There's a taste, sort of. It doesn't hit the tongue or the back of the throat, back of the mouth, and in the throat half as much without the ice, but you would expect that. But what the ice is doing is it's giving almost like a mild explosion in your mouth. So you swallow it, and it's like it's kind of leaving almost a dust cloud in your mouth, and it's sort of citrusy, malty. So the ice is basically giving the Tyrconnell a bit more of the malt and citrus flavour, I guess. That's absolutely amazing. It's a lovely whiskey. I can't knock it. So there we have it this week on the Whiskey Burn. A tasting of the Tyrconnell, but it is a bit of a mini series, maybe you want to call it. Irish whiskey. I've got the Irishman there, which I did last week. The Tyrconnell this week, and next week I will be doing the Slain Irish Whisky. Let me know what you want me to talk about on the Whiskey Burn, and I will research it and talk about it. So next week, Slain. Week after, talk about pot stills and the Irish who use pot stills. But that's it for this week on the Whiskey Burn. Enjoy your whiskey. Sláinte.